Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is audio number 2, and we were talking about the mummification and the way the things were stored in the sarcophagus and the coffins when the burial took place. So the organs used to be removed and they would be kept in separate jars, and it was supposed to be all brought together when the person would be resurrected in his next life. So here, the raisins which were used to mummify the body, they had cemented Tut to the bottom of his solid gold coffin. No amount of legitimate force could move them. So they were not able to pick the mummy out of the coffin. It was very difficult. They couldn't do it. And it was firmly stuck to the bottom of the coffin. Carter wrote later what was to be done. Now he says what to do. The mummy just refuses to be taken out of the coffin because it is jam stuck in it. And not only stuck because they can remove certain things and take it out, no, it is glued, cemented to the coffin itself. The sun can beat down like a hammer this far south in Egypt. It is very, very warm in the desert. It's very warm. I remember December, it was summer clothes over there in December. So can you imagine in the summer how warm it would be out in the sand? These days in Punjab it is around 44-45 degrees, and the red alert for the heat going up has been sounded in India. And when you look at the thermal map of the world, the entire country of India is orange and red. It is so warm. So can you imagine how warm it would be in the desert in Africa at that point of time, or at this point of time? Pretty bad. The reason is that summertime we are facing the sun directly, and due to the summer solstice and the position of the globe, the sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Capricorn, and we are a country which has Tropic of Capricorn going through it. So instead of the equator, the heat is centered on the Tropic of Capricorn. Africa also a little bit of the equator, and then goes on to the other degrees. So it was very, very warm over there as well. And Carter tried to use it to loosen the raisin. So what did he do? He took the entire thing and he opened it and he kept it in the sun. Now that made things from bad to worse. For several hours, he set the mummy outside in blazing sunshine. I'm starting at page 25 because page 24 has the maps. And heated it to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, I didn't calculate how much 149 would be in centigrades, but in Fahrenheit it is a pretty high temperature. Nothing budged, nothing moved, no change. He reported with scientific detachment that the consolidated materials had to be chiseled away. Chiseled away is slowly they had to be broken away with the hammer and a chisel. A chisel is an instrument which is used to scrape under. So it has a very fine, sharp, wide edge. The edge is wide and it is sharp, and it is put in the place that has to be moved, the thing, and then you hammer it and slowly it will get under and it will chisel through. So the body had to be chiseled from beneath the limbs and the trunk before it was possible to raise the king's remains. So they had to literally cut him out of it. In his defense, Carter really had little choice. If he hadn't cut the mummy free, thieves most certainly would have circumvented the guards and ripped it apart to remove the gold. Now, if he didn't take out this and safeguard it, then the thieves would have stolen it. So he didn't have a choice. He had to remove the mummy, and the only way of doing it at that point of time in history was to cut it away. In Tut's time, the royals were fabulously wealthy, and they thought or hoped that they would take the riches with them. This is like, we have this theory that nobody is going to carry anything once they die. What do you go with? Nothing. You come empty-handed, you go empty-handed. I remember when I got my tattoos done, I had read it somewhere that I can take my tattoos to the grave. They go with you. So this is maybe the only thing which goes with you. Otherwise, everything else is left here. But the royals used to feel that they will carry their entire wealth with them. they will not leave it behind. That is why all these things were buried with them, because they believed that they will be bringing all these things to their afterlife. So they used to be fabulously wealthy, very rich, and they would carry those riches with them. So here he says, they could take the riches with them for his journey to the great beyond. King Tut was lavished with glittering goods, precious collars, inlaid necklaces and bracelets, rings, amulets. So he wore what he didn't wear all that. That was kept separate. So he had an entire cache of jewelry. So he had those big necklaces which would start from here and then come out like a collar, all solid gold. Then amulets. Amulets are tied on the forearm. Rings, bracelets, the big ones, they used to wear those big wide ones made of gold. All those were part of it. So precious collars, inlaid necklaces with precious stones and bracelets, rings, amulets, a ceremonial apron, sandals, sheaths for his fingers and toes, and now iconic inner coffin and mask, the one that we have been talking about since 3 days. All of pure gold. To separate Tut from his adornments, Carter's men removed the mummy's head. They cut it, and they actually they had cut it into pieces to take it out. It is pretty gory, and but that is how he managed to do it. There was no other way to do it. So Carter's men removed the mummy's head and severed is cut, chopped, severed nearly every major joint because he was stuck. So to take it out, they had to cut the head, they had to cut the arms, they had to cut the torso, legs separate. So everything was separated, chopped and separated, and then put up together again. Once they had finished, they reassembled the remains on a layer of sand in a wooden box. So they got another box, they put sand in it, and they put the body parts together. With padding that concealed the damage, the bed where Tut now rests, that is how his body is in the present condition. It is not in one piece, it is in many pieces. I'll continue the video in the third one and carry on with the next paragraph for the explanation. Thank you.